Did you know that Africa contributes less than 3% to global AI development, yet it is home to one of the youngest and fastest growing populations in the world? And this means that the future of artificial intelligence may not just be built for Africa, but could actually be built by Africans. Hi and welcome to Tech Hub. My name is Victor. Okay, well, we're going to be having this conversation and more in the course of the program today. But first, let's give you some of the recent happenings in the world of technology. In recent tech development, global spending on artificial intelligence is projected to exceed $300 billion by 2026 as countries like the United States and China continue to invest heavily in AI research, infrastructure, and talent. In Africa, the AI space is gradually expanding, with countries like Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa applying AI in fintech, agriculture, and healthcare, from fraud detection to crop monitoring and disease diagnosis. And in Nigeria, efforts to grow digital skills are increasing, especially among young people, as more individuals turn to AI, data and software development as career paths. Meanwhile, a new initiative by the Build Nigeria Initiative, in partnership with other stakeholders, has been launched to boost women's participation in tech through training, mentorship, and hackathons. Now, the program is designed to build a pipeline of skilled female talent and connect them to opportunities in the digital economy, especially in AI and innovation. And this comes at a time when women make up less than 20% of the tech workforce, highlighting the need for more inclusive participation in Africa's growing tech ecosystems.
So the Women in Tech Hackathon is an innovation-driven program organized by Build Nigeria Initiative to empower young women with technology and problem-solving skills. So we are doing this to also help this girl child to be equipped with digital skills in order to be employable, in order to empower themselves, because we are in the era where the digital skills are unquestionable, they are inexcusable. You can't actually excuse the digital skills these days. So that is what we are doing. The initiative are also launched in response to underrepresentation of women in technology ecosystem. So the women who are participating in this hackathon are girls who are students, graduate entrepreneurs, aspiring innovators who have key interest in technology.
But despite this progress, challenges such as limited data, poor infrastructure, and low funding continue to slow down large-scale AI development across the continent. Now, beyond the headlines and rapid growth we are seeing in artificial intelligence, one thing is clear. Technology is shaping the future of economies, industries, and even everyday life. But for Africa, this moment is more than just a trend. It is an opportunity to move from being just users of technology to becoming builders, creators, and global contributors. The big question now is, can Africa truly build a strong and competitive AI ecosystem despite the challenges we face? Well, joining me is Professor Rasheedah Funke Olanrewaju, the director of the Entrepreneurship Development Centre at Nasarawa State University, Keffi, and she's an innovator who has built an interactive AI robot. Professor, thank you for joining us on this conversation today.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, very well as well. Thank you so much for being here again. And let's begin with the first question that I have in mind for you. Now, because we've seen that AI is already shaping the world, from chatbots to automation. So for you, in simple terms, what does building Africa's AI ecosystem really mean for everyday people?
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. For me, I would look at building African AI ecosystem. Let's look at it as from the bigger picture. First, we look at Africa has the world's largest, the youngest population, which is around less than 25. That's like over 1,000 languages we have in cultural diversity with AI's startup and funding. So I would say AI adoption in Africa, it is something that we can build rather than importing somebody's system down here.
Right.
We are actually in a different position. It's not that we are late, because some people are looking at it like building African ecosystem. It's probably that maybe we are late. No, to me, I don't see it as late. I see it as we are in a different position. And then when you're in a different position, you need something to like push you up.
That's right.
To J up. So yes, so with our diversity, our dynamic, and our language and our population, I believe we can build that ecosystem.
Okay.
With some of, maybe depending on your question, with some of my own experience and the things I've seen around me, we can build Africa AI ecosystem.
All right. But even leaning towards that, according to reports as well, it shows that Africa contributes less than 3% to the global AI development. Of course, you said that we're not late, but why is that the case, and how do we begin to close the gap?
Closing the gap starts from the kind of struggle we are starting here. For example, I have like a kind of 5 angles I want to tackle this.
Okay.
One of it is like seeing what we are doing. Even though as small as it is, we look at the impact, especially on our economic impact. So I'll give you one example of what we do here currently at the Entrepreneurship Development Centre. We have like about 50 skills that we teach to students of undergraduate. Each semester, we have like about 8,000 students are registered. But when I came on board, I said that the whole thing is traditional. Okay. So the first thing was to start automating. We automate all the process. Okay. After automation, we now inject AI. One of it is like having an AI seminar. One big thing I've seen we have done in this area is what we call virtual try-on. That maybe I can show some of these things. Virtual try-on is a tailoring technology that we use artificial intelligence. We embed it in our sewing lab. What we simply did was we use AI to train some certain processes of our tailoring. Normally when you want to sew a clothes, you go to tailor, they will measure you and sew, and now you fit it, whether you like it or not, it's already been sewn.
Right.
So what we're using AI to do is we use it for virtual try-on. You can touch the screen, see a picture of yourself, try as much as possible type of clothes you want. You can try like 1 million of clothes, see how it fits you before we can now take it to the cutting and sewing lab. And not just only cutting and sewing lab, also the design now. Currently the design, all this design, I made it myself. Like you can see this, I can do this myself.
Wow.
Maybe possibly that's why I'm tilted to this tailoring technology.
That's right.
Yes. So we use also the AI to design first. Okay. If I want Ankara motif to show on the design, I can I need a prompt and some of these software to bring out the design, look at it. Is it okay? Is it what I want? Then before the pattern will go into it. So I believe these small things that we're doing as individual, we just need actually to connect the dots. That's what I think we are lacking. Okay. And of course, from some of this infrastructure that is still need to raise up. But I believe people are doing little things here and there. We need to connect the dots so that this thing will come together. Then we will know that Africa, we are building our own system.
That's right. And by the way, that the design on your cloth is really beautiful. But let's also look at some of the tools that are being used right now. Even for the AI tools, most of these tools are actually built outside Africa. Now, again, how do we move from just using AI tools, to actually building our own solutions in this part of the world?
Okay, I see it as what we call AI for local problems.
Okay.
It's only when when we start to identify our own problem, I call it indigenous problem. Our own indigenous problem, we address it with our own data. This is only when we will now be using our own system consumed by us. Possibly, maybe we can even export it outside in the nearest future.
Right.
But as it is currently, if we are not solving our own indigenous problem, for example, let's take like Zobo. Zobo is local drinks, right?
Right.
Okay. There are so many things we can inject into Zobo that it becomes our indigenous food, and people will now be looking after it. Maybe we rebrand and we now repackage. We do a lot of things because we have the data. We have lands that we can plant this thing. The same thing comes to our AI data. It is we, the Nigerian data. Like, for example, if you look at the size now, the size of African or a Nigerian, you cannot compare with Asian. I forgot to tell you that I stayed in Asia and in Malaysia. I stayed like about 3 decades. That's 30 years.
Oh, wow.
There are some certain things that I will not be able to find, but yes, I don't even find them. I got to send to Nigeria that please send this to me. So it means there are some certain things that are particular and indigenous to us, even knowledge, even design, even our culture, our hearts. There are a lot of things that is more particular, is so indigenous to us. We take an example of a family. There are something we call family intelligence. That if you move out of that family, you may not find those kind of traits in other children.
Sure.
You just find it in that family. The same thing, I look at AI for Africa, should be built by African, used by African. If we like, we can now export it out, but we have to provide the data because this data comes from us. It is our own indigenous problem, and we got to, use AI to solve our local problems.
Right. Talking about talking about data as well. We see now that in Africa and Nigeria, as it is, we still face some challenges when you talk of healthcare, farming, and education. Now, how again can we use AI? Or how can AI help to solve these three problems at various levels?
But this brings me to, I'm currently taking one course now, and we're focusing on only four fields. We're focusing on agriculture, healthcare, education, and renewable energy. And what we want to do in this course is to use tech and use AI to solve our indigenous problem. Okay. I have one project currently going on. We're using artificial intelligence to predict flood in Lokoja, because I remember Lokoja as one serious flood. So what we're doing is like to use drone to train, look at some areas to train just ordinary things. But when it comes to solving our local problem, we have to use our own data. Despite that, we don't really have the data. Sometimes we use some of these to look at data. So it's highly time that we, Nigeria, we have our data center, and we, Africa in general, we have our data center so that we use it to solve our problem. Then also in healthcare, gone are those times that we generalize health. Now we have what we call personalized health, and this is where AI is playing the big role. The dosage for me is totally different from the dosage that would be for another person. In fact, I faced this problem when I was in Malaysia. They were unable to get dosage for African because of our height, our physique, everything of us is totally different. So I call this as opportunity for us for adoption of AI in Africa in general, to do our own personalized health in terms of diagnosis. I have also one project with one of my students. We use it in diabetic retinopathy grading. So we grade it instead of you having yes, no. So we have it into classes. If it is yes, is it mild? Is it severe? Is it proliferated? So these are some of the things that we can use AI to do in terms of health, and so many, even in our traffic control, in almost all fields, we can use artificial intelligence, but we use it based on our own data. Because the way traffic flow in Keffi, is different from the way it flows in KL.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right. Just very quickly now, because this is going to be my final question, but just very quickly. Now, we see that Africa has one of the youngest populations in the world, with over 60% under the age of 25. Again, how can this become an advantage in building an AI-driven future? Just give us the answer quickly. Thank you.
Okay. To me, I see this as a very big advantage. One of it is the startup, and I think some of the, I would say some of the institution are banking on this startup. I heard about 3MTT. Okay, this is also a way to start, look at our young population, engage them in tech. From there, we move to a Center, Nasarawa State University. We have something we call Communiversity. We don't only look at our students only, we look at our community. How can we take the tech to the community? How can we use our knowledge in the university, especially the tech knowledge, to solve our the neighboring, so that they feel that there is university around them and there is tech around them, and we can also use AI. So like my mom, she knows how to use all these small things about AI, how to post, and how to even check, how to check that, okay, this is the trend, or okay, these are the people that are following me, or okay, I need to accept this friendship. So this is what AI is meant for, like educates all our people, the young, as well as even the middle class. So by having more startup, okay, closing the gap, the digital divide, I think infrastructure also play a very big role.
Right.
Even though we have the young population, we have to look at all those things in general, data and inclusion, and and funding also. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Early stage national strategy.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. I must say your mom is a Gen Z mama as well.
Oh, really? Yeah, because she lives with the Gen Z ladies.
Exactly. All right. Thanks so much for your time. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much, ma'am. We do appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay.
All right. Have a lovely day. Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Bye for now.
You too. Bye.
And of course, we've just talked about, some of the opportunities and challenges that the Africa ecosystem faces when it comes to technology. And beautiful questions, beautiful answers that we've gotten. But right now, let's go on a break. When we'll come back, we'll move straight to, the tech tip of the day. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Right now, let's move on to the tech tip of the day, and we're going to talk about how to start learning AI even as a beginner. 1, start with free platforms like Coursera, YouTube, or Google AI courses. Now, we've said this over and over again, and it's important that we just get to reiterate for you. Now, once you've done that, learn the basics of data, problem solving, and simple tools like ChatGPT. Also, focus on solving a real-life problem around you. Then, practice consistently. Remember, small steps daily matter. And don't forget that you don't need to know everything to start. Just start, and you'll be amazed how much you can do. Mark Zuckerberg once said, ideas don't come to us fully formed. They only become clearer once we begin to work on them. Now let's move on to the how-to segment. And here we're going to be talking about how to use AI in your daily life. Use AI tools to write, research, or generate ideas. Use AI tools for business, customer responses, content, and marketing. You can also use AI tools to learn faster summaries, explanations, and tutorials. Always double check information. AI is helpful, but it is not perfect. All right, remember that Africa has the talent, Africa has the population, but the question is, will we take the lead or remain consumers? And that's all we have for you on Tech Up today. My name is Victor Ake, and until next time, stay techy.